Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi.
Good
Happy
morning.
Friday. Thanks for joining us.
April 5th. I cannot believe we are 3 days away from the total solar eclipse, and then right after that we just go straight into Fiesta.
Yes. People are already asking about medals, but I think you guys are giving away glasses first.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. A lot of people were asking for medals yesterday. We had to give them glasses instead, but don't worry. Yes, we will have medal giveaways, and we'll have those coming up next couple of weeks. So tune in and join us out there when we give away medals. It's always a fun time. Let's go outside for you. It's sort of our last sunny day, if you will. We had a good stretch here. Things are about to get busy. It is spring after all, and the weather pattern is definitely going to pick up as we get into next week. 68 right now, 60 in Seguin, 53 in Kerrville. Not as cold as it has been last few mornings, and it will be another warm day. Let's look at some of the headlines here. So a busy weekend. We've got clouds Saturday, sun on Sunday, and there's going to be a big difference when it comes to humidity. So we'll kind of dig deeper into that forecast. Plus, we've got a busy pattern next week. We've got to start talking about the threat for some severe weather, and that's going to be mainly Tuesday into Wednesday. And what about the eclipse? Well, I know a lot of people are asking about the forecast, and we're going to do a deep dive into that, but that's going to be next half hour coming up at 9:30. We'll talk all about that. Our forecast today, noontime 77. 3 o'clock, 84. We'll be at 85 at 4 and 5 o'clock. That's our high temperature today. And know that it will be breezy, too. This presents a fire danger, especially out west. 81 at 7 o'clock and into the 70s tonight. Good for any Friday evening plans. A lot to get to in weather, and I know there's a lot to get to in traffic. Busy over there, RJ. What's going on?
Justin. I think we were saying earlier, Stephanie, it was a hot mess out there for a lot of our drivers, especially on the east side of town. Loop 410, all right, so developing situation here. They have shut down all the main lanes of Loop 410 southbound at East Houston because you see right here a driver earlier this morning struck one of the overhead bridge signs in this area. So struck the column that's actually holding up one of the bridge signs in this area. So they went ahead and shut down all the main lanes of Loop 410 south, basically from Houston all the way down to Rigby. Let's show you your maps real quick, give you an indication what we're looking at here. So right here is Rigsby Avenue, 410 southbound. They are having all the traffic detour on East Houston. So we do have a couple of interesting thoroughfares here. WW Road, you could go there, or you could also go detour in East Houston down to Foster Road, and that'll at least get you kind of around this mess that we're seeing right now. We have some overnight video to show you right now of this crash. And again, this was a single vehicle crash. Still trying to get confirmation on some injuries that took place here. But again, this happened 3:30 this morning. Just an indication of how long crews have been out there trying to assess the situation and figure out the stability of that sign. They have gone ahead and shut down, again, the southbound lanes of 410 right there at Rigsby Avenue. As we come back out to maps real quick, let's get you updated on some other things that we're following right now. There was a big 18-wheeler fire over in the Converse area. This was on the northbound lanes right there at Ware Seguin Road. But some good news here is that we have reopened at least a part of the highway here. So northbound traffic headed up at 1604 Converse area. We are getting people moving there, but crews are still on the scene in that area there. Big air show taking place. Speaking of Converse, and we're going to give you just a quick rundown of some things to know if you are headed out to the air show. The main gates from the north end is going to be coming off of FM 78. And if you're coming in from the south gates here, you're going to be entering JBSA Randolph from Lower Seguin Road. The main exit gate is going to be off of 1518. So just a heads up, if you are headed out to the air show, that's going to be a pretty big event taking place over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. As we give you one more quick look here, again, 410 southbound, East Houston to Risby, that has been shut down for the moment as crews assess this scene. It should take them about 4 to 5 hours to clear up all of that mess out there on the east side. Sarah, Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. Busiest man in studio all morning.
Yes.
Thanks for all your hard work.
Early this morning.
You're doing great, RJ. Thank you.
Here's today's 9 at 9. Israel is taking steps to increase the humanitarian aid flow into Gaza today by allowing shipments into 2 more openings and expanding another one. The shift in tactics comes after a phone call between Israel and the U.S. in which President Biden warned that the U.S.'s support for Israel in Gaza could shift if new steps to protect civilians and aid workers weren't taken.
Will the Federal Reserve cut interest rates or won't they? It's a question everyone is waiting for the answer for. But new talks of the board possibly not cutting rates this year has many investors nervous. Cooling inflation has encountered some bumps in the road, like oil prices hitting a 5-month high yesterday.
Mortgage rates are holding steady. Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey shows the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6.82%, staying above 6.6 and below 7 so far this year. Freddie Mac's chief economist says home inventory is improving, which could help keep prices in check.
There's a growing concern at airports across the country about a huge spike in security breaches. According to the TSA, there were at least 300 cases nationwide in the last year where people have bypassed airport security, a huge increase from previous years. There were just 72 cases reported in 2022 and only 29 in 2019. Some of the factors include the spike in post-pandemic travel and mental illness.
Ford Motor has delayed the planned launches of 3-row electric vehicles and its next-generation electric pickup truck as global EV demand slows down. The company says it is committed to building its EV business and also expects to offer more hybrid powertrains in gas-powered vehicles by 2030.
Disney says it will crack down on password sharing on its streaming services in the months ahead. Stricter enforcement will start in June before a wider rollout in September. It's part of the company's efforts to boost signups and revenue as the streaming service continues to lose money. Disney CEO Bob Iger pointed to the jump in signups in its rival Netflix has seen since the recent crackdown on password sharing.
If your allergies are acting up more than usual, you are not alone. Roughly 1 in 4 adults are allergic to airborne irritants such as pollen and mold, and unfortunately, that number is rising. Plus, doctors are seeing symptoms get more severe as the season extends longer than ever, and there's also been about 20% more pollen produced annually.
Everyone is getting ready for the total solar eclipse on Monday, and cities and towns in the path of totality bracing for an influx of visitors. The phenomenon is projected to be this year's largest mass travel event in the country. Airbnb released the visualization of where travelers are booked the night before the eclipse, and guests are clearly following the path of totality.
Besides guests being in town for the eclipse, there are a ton of other events going on this weekend in San Antonio, from the Great Texas Air Show to the Valero Texas Open to the annual Wine Fest. You can find all of this information on our website at KSAT.com in the Things to Do section. That is under the Entertainment tab. And don't forget to keep an eye on the weather. And that's today's 9 at 9.
So the amount of brain power and scientists that will be showing up to San Antonio and surrounding areas to view the eclipse is going to be massive.
Yes, all kinds of science surrounding the eclipse will be studied.
And I got to catch up with one of the scientists who's had a 34-year career at NASA and is using the eclipse to study the age-old question, are we alone in the universe?
The eclipse and science itself are on a collision course to truly break open the secrets of the universe. Rapid advancement has brought us to a point where sci-fi is becoming reality.
For the very first time in a period in humanity, we are finally at a point where we can answer the question, are we alone in the universe?
Amazingly, technology is reaching a place where we can answer the question once and for all. That technology is in the form of what's being called the Habitable Worlds Observatory, a future NASA project. It's a telescope like its predecessors, Hubble and James Webb, but with even more ability to look closer and even farther into the depths of our universe.
We have 8, some people argue 9 planets in our solar system. And so is that unique? Is that rare or is that common? How many? And so we want to go look at other solar systems and look at really hundreds of other planets and look at their chemical composition and truly try to look at I like to call it the zoology of planets.
Crook will be in San Antonio for the eclipse, not only because it's science at work, but because it plays into her research. She's collaborating with Dr. Chris Packham, professor of physics and astronomy at UTSA.
Because the moon goes in front of the sun as we see it, we can see the faint kind of something like the atmosphere of the sun. Although it's there all the time, we can't see it because of the dazzling brightness of the sun. It's similar with these planets around these distant stars, right? We can't see those planets because the stars are very bright. So the Habitable Worlds Observatory will kind of make like an artificial eclipse.
But the only way to do that is to do exactly what Chris just said. You've got a bright star that's 10 billion times brighter than the reflected light you're trying to see from the planet, and that you have to block out that starlight.
Allowing them to see things like the atmospheres of planets outside of our solar system. It's fascinating science that they hope the eclipse will help with. But they also want to share their love of space with all the young, budding scientists who will be joining them to view the eclipse.
We ask a question, we build a mission to go find that answer, and it gives us that answer, but it begs us to ask even more questions.
So aliens.
Yes.
Okay.
Potentially. I mean, they think so. And I think what was so cool about this is I was asking her, I was like, well, could I be a space meteorologist? And she was like, yes, actually, we're getting into that field. There's already space meteorologists,
Yes.
but it's going to become even more important, space weather.
Oh my gosh, you can be our official, not just meteorologist here at KSAT, but space meteorologist.
I don't know if I'm that smart.
You
but
can
maybe.
do it, Justin.
Yes,
But
he
maybe.
is. He is.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And when were we talking about space having its own time zone?
Yeah, and time zone, yeah. And, all these other planets, they have weather too, but it's very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Well, we'll be learning from you then, Justin.
Aliens need their forecasts too.
Yes, they do.
Please see their forecast
important.
too.
It's 9:09 and 64 degrees.
All right. Well, during the 9 at 9, we did mention there are a lot of events going around in San Antonio this weekend. So when we come back, more information about some of those events and where you can find all of that information.
We've been working hard over winter training the last 3 months, putting together the show.
The Thunderbirds are in town for the Great Texas Air Show this weekend at Joint Base San Antonio Randolph. This morning, they're going to hold a practice to get ready for their 2 shows.
Great weather for that. And yesterday, we were there as they arrived on base, and we spoke with the commander of the T-Birds, who told us a little bit of what to expect at the air show.
So you're going to see us flying low, we're going to be flying fast, and we're going to be flying together, and it's going to look beautiful.
Here's the best part. It's free for anyone to go. So the gate opens 9 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. The performances start at 11 a.m. Today's practice is supposed to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you live near Randolph, you're probably already used to hearing those planes fly overhead. But today, there will be even more flying going on.
And if you are planning on heading out to the air show this weekend, make sure to leave your house early because there is usually a long line of traffic getting onto base to see that show.
Golfers are also in town for the Valero Texas Open. Round 1 was yesterday and round 2 is today, and it continues through the weekend. All of this building momentum ahead of the Masters tournament next weekend. If the winner of the Valero Texas Open isn't already scheduled to play in the Masters, he will receive the final invitation to this year's first major championship. Our sports team, of course, will keep you updated with who's leading on the leaderboard.
And it's definitely a busy weekend here in the Alamo City. Ciclavia is happening on Sunday. Don't forget about that. It's an event that happens twice a year in the fall and the spring. And this is to get people outdoors and to get them more active. So a stretch of North St. Mary's Street downtown will be closed to traffic so people can run, bike, and play without having to worry about any cars. So it's kind of fun to take over the roads. Ciclavia will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday, which also happens to be World Health Day.
It's happening in front of KSAT, so I need to plan my exit on Sunday early.
That's true.
Okay, but we have a lot going on. We have all this information on KSAT.com, and there's been a little QR code. You see that QR code at the bottom left of your screen? Take out your phone, scan it. It will take you to this part of the website that you're seeing right now. It's the things to do section. This is where we post all our stories about different events going on around town, so make sure you check it out.
Looking out there with live cam, it's shaping up to be another pretty day, but it got actually kind of hot yesterday, and maybe
88.
Yeah, 88, but maybe not compared to what we're going to see in the summer. But because we've had some nice days, I was like, oh wow, it's getting warm out.
It was nice though, because we didn't have a lot of humidity, so I sat in the shade. And even though it was in the 80s, it still felt great.
Felt good. The evenings felt great. That's going to change a little bit. We do have a pattern change, and I just was watching you guys go through all the events. There is so much going on.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was talking to David Elder a little bit earlier. He was out at the Valero Texas Open. Jordan Spieth hit a hole-in-one yesterday.
What?
Oh, wow.
Incredible.
Congratulations.
So the conditions were good. The air show tomorrow, there's a few questions about clouds. So let's look at that forecast. And I think we'll have some cloudy skies, drizzle, and fog early, which low ceilings aren't always great, obviously, for these air shows. But hopefully the ceilings will lift a little bit as we head into the afternoon. Overcast and humid at 1 o'clock, and then plenty of clouds. Mostly cloudy is what we'll call it, and breezy around 4 o'clock, and I think temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s. So if you're heading out there, that's what to expect. Sunday will be a little bit better. I think we'll get some clearing. And then as far as the Valero Texas Open, mostly sunny and breezy today. Now the golfers will have to contend with a lot more wind today. We'll have southeasterly winds 15 to 25. Temperatures will be in the 80s. And then Saturday, mid 70s, as we said, fog and drizzle, so more clouds, less sun on Saturday. And then Sunday, we get some clearing. Sun comes back out, but we get more of a north wind on Sunday. So it'll be a bit of a challenge for the golfers on that final day. And as we look at potential wind gusts today, this is what I mentioned, the gusty winds out of the south. We'll see gusts anywhere from 20 to 25. So know that it'll be breezy all day long. Even going into tonight, we're still going to see a pretty stout wind out ahead of our next storm system. With that wind, and considering that we still have dry conditions out west, there is a pretty extensive fire danger as you go west of town. So places like Del Rio, that is an extreme fire risk according to the Texas A&M Forest Service, and that's where fires could spread very quickly. It's kind of been that way, obviously, the last several days, but today even more so because the winds are picking up once again. Here's the dew point trend. And yeah, it's been dry. It's felt great, especially in the evenings. We're about to get a lot of ups and downs here, so stick with me. We're going to see dew points increase on Saturday, tomorrow. That's what leads to that fog and drizzle and cloud cover. Front comes through. We see the dew points drop off on Sunday. It's dry, but then they jump right back up on Monday, and that's the problem because that's going to bring in clouds, unfortunately, for the eclipse, or at least some clouds. Not everyone's going to see cloudy skies, but that's sort of the trend right now. And then it's also going to help create some showers and storms, I think, as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, we've got 68 degrees outside. Dew point is at 40, but that number is going to start to rise, as we said. And here's a look at the forecast. So by this afternoon and this evening, just some high clouds coming through. That's it. By tomorrow, though, here comes the fog and drizzle and low clouds. It'll be rather overcast for the first half of the day, and then clouds will try to break up a little bit by the afternoon. I think we could see a stray shower or two, but it's nothing that would interrupt your plans. And with this front that comes through Saturday night into early Sunday morning, this is 4 a.m. Sunday, there is also the opportunity for a shower or two, but I just don't think we're going to see much. And then by the time we get into Sunday, dry air is starting to come in, and skies will clear a little bit. And then we'll have to watch what happens on Monday. And by the way, we're going to talk much more about the eclipse forecast and the cloud cover forecast. We'll go in depth. That's coming up next half hour. But here's a look at rain chances as we get into next week. So after the eclipse, during the afternoon hours on Monday, we'll have a 30% chance of rain. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to bring rain chances up to about 40%. Tuesday, most of the day. Wednesday, I think it's mainly in the morning. And we're going to have to watch for a couple of severe storms. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has already put out a risk for severe weather Monday and Tuesday, most of it to our north and east. But I think we're going to have to watch some of that here. And that's certainly something we'll be keeping an eye on. Yes, we'll be focused on the eclipse on Monday, but we'll also be focused on any potential storm threat here. And again, I think that holds off until late on Monday. So 84 Sunday, once we get some clearing, 82 Monday with that 30% chance of rain late, and then a 40% chance of rain Tuesday and Wednesday, but mainly early on Wednesday, and then we clear out on Thursday. So there's a lot to look at there. And as I said, we'll dig deeper into the whole eclipse situation on Monday.
Yes, and last giveaway.
Yes, actually, and very, very quickly. We got the Eclipse giveaway tonight, Eclipse glasses giveaway. I wanted to fit this in real quick. 5 to 7 o'clock with Adam at IKEA. That's out in Live Oak, on the northeast side, joining for glasses giveaway.
Okay, so when mascot Mike, not Mike Osterhage, was out at one of these giveaways, I saw that they made Eclipse glasses
for him. Yeah.
Are they legit? Are his eyes going to be safe?
I think so. They're some of the biggest Eclipse glasses I've seen.
They're pretty big.
But they work,
Took some time.
We want him to be safe too.
Yes. Absolutely. Everyone
Everybody.
be safe, including Mike.
Yes.
I'm not Osterhage, our mascot. It's
the microphone Mike. Yes.
The microphone.
Yeah, a good example for the kiddos out there.
It's 9:21 and 65 degrees.
Well, there are going to be a lot of people flying to parts of the country that are in the path of totality, and TSA is trying to put it into the hundreds of security breaches airports all over the place are dealing with. So when we come back, what steps they're taking to address those issues. Welcome back. It's 9:24. So a lot of people around the country are traveling for the eclipse, and it comes at a time when concerns are high about airport security.
That's right. So we're learning more about this huge spike in security breaches at the airports around the country. ABC's Lionel Moyes explains how airport officials are trying to address the issue.
This morning, a troubling new report about the number of people who've breached airport security in the last year, including an incident from February when a woman at the Nashville airport bypassed security, sneaking past officers before boarding a flight to LA. And last month, a man without a ticket was caught taking pictures of other passengers' boarding passes at the Salt Lake City airport to board a flight. He was removed just before takeoff. A TSA spokesperson tells the Washington Post of at least 300 cases nationwide in the last year where people have bypassed airport security, a huge increase from previous years. Just 72 cases were reported in 2022, only 29 in 2019. Some of the factors, the spike in post-pandemic travel and mental illness.
There's certainly some concern when you see security breaches. However, at the same time, there's no such thing as a perfect security system.
A TSA spokesperson calling it a trend, saying the number of breaches is a larger number than we realized. The most common cases were passengers re-entering secured areas through exit-only lanes. Other times, including that recent case in Nashville, officials say people were just tired of waiting.
Is it something that the traveling public should be alarmed about? Not in my opinion. It's certainly concerning about. Let's strengthen that vulnerability, but nothing to be concerned about. The skies continue to remain safe.
Airport officials say they're working to address this trend with ideas including new barriers and one-way gates. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Time now is 9:26 and a pretty 66 degrees out there.
Okay, if you are looking for an easy flower to plant from seed that's super inexpensive, that's going to bloom all summer long, and Steph, beginner gardeners can do this. Look no further than zinnias. I'm going to show you how to do so when we come back.
We shall see. Also coming up, RJ is going to talk with us about some of the heavy traffic that we could see this weekend and especially on Monday for the eclipse and how to be safe on the roadways.
Speaking of roadways, oh my gosh, RJ Marquez has had such a busy morning. Loop 410 in Houston still having issues out there. Some other troubled spots around the area. He's going to also be back to update us about the road conditions in just a bit.
All right, guys, a quick check here of TransGuide traffic cameras. And again, biggest thing we're following here, Loop 410 southbound, all main lanes are blocked, basically from East Houston to Rigsby Avenue because we had a driver hit one of the overhead signs early this morning, and TxDOT crews are assessing the situation. You may remember a couple weeks back, we had the same thing happen on 37, and it's going to take a while out there. I think this is going to maybe take about 4 hours to clear things out for all of our drivers on the east side. But we're switching gears. We're talking about the eclipse, and we're winding down the clock to Eclipse Day. And while most of us will be watching the sky, I know we're all going to be interested.
With glasses.
There we go. Yes. Officials with TxDOT and TransGuide will be closely watching the roads that day. So we stopped by TransGuide earlier this week to get a firsthand look at all their preps before the big day. They expect a lot of traffic, a lot of congestion before, during, and after the eclipse on all of our major interstates headed west, 1604, I-10, Highway 90. Don't forget about 281 headed north towards places like Dripping Springs. There's going to be a lot of traffic there too as well. TxDOT KSAT, adding more maintenance trucks and courtesy patrols to areas expected to see all of this heavy traffic.
We are going to be having additional staff to assist with anybody who may have issues with, gasoline. We will also have our maintenance sections also assisting with courtesy patrol where needed, especially in the hill country, because, we're going to have quite a bit of people in Bernie and Kerrville, and including heading west to Fredericksburg.
All right, that's Laura Lopez, the spokesperson there for KSAT, and she's also saying that some of this courtesy patrols includes those extra hero trucks that are going to be out and about. Laura said that their coverage will basically be similar to preps for a winter weather event. And of course, most important thing, safety. She talked about some tips for drivers.
We don't want anybody to be parking on the shoulder. Don't be wearing your glasses when you're driving.
Yeah, I mean, common sense. Don't wear your glasses. Don't park on the shoulder.
Nope.
A few more things. Be on alert for distracted pedestrians that are looking up. This can be for anywhere in your neighborhood, roadways. It doesn't have to be on highways there. So be aware on alert for those distracted pedestrians. And of course, you can also keep your headlights on while driving, even in the daylight. And we have all of this information and more on KSAT.com, guys. So a couple of things. Been asked about construction.
Yes.
All construction projects, they're not going to happen this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Good.
That's good news. They figured out, it's probably not good to add to all the mess that we're already seeing out there. Also, the messaging from KSAT, be careful with our wildflowers.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But also, they're wild flowers. So
Yes.
therefore, there's wildlife in the wild flowers. So sometimes you're going to have snakes and fleas and ticks and bugs. So just don't trample through them. Don't park on them.
Yeah.
Let them be.
Don't mess with Texas, okay?
Don't mess with
Especially our flowers. Don't
mess
touch
with
my
our
wildflowers.
Don't throw out trash. Keep your trash. All sorts of stuff.
That's a
Keep
good
your trash in
reminder
your
as
cars.
well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we're
all
having
the
a lot
above.
of visitors who are not from this area.
True.
So welcome,
mess with Texas.
but don't
Yes.
step on the flowers or pick them.
Trash.
I like the TransGuide signs too that say pick a spot, stay there, plan to leave late, know that there's going to be congestion. So that information.
Very busy for
You guys were talking about the wildflowers. They produce a little pollen, but not as much as the oak trees do. Gosh, 6,180. That's where we stand today. Look, that's better than it has been the last several days, but we're still dealing with oak in a big way. Molds are moderate, 700. Pecan is low at 20. And as we look at the wind gust forecast, this is going to be a big component of today's weather is the gusty winds out of the south. And we're going to see some gusts close to 25 miles per hour throughout the afternoon and into this evening. So know that it will be breezy and still pretty warm. We are now 3 days away from the total solar eclipse. And this is where we think we stand as far as the clouds go. We feel pretty confident that it's going to be partially blocked, but there's still a question as to whether or not the stratus clouds will keep it totally blocked. And we're getting new computer data in by the hour. We're going to talk more about that and dig deeper into that forecast here in just a couple of minutes. Guys?
Thank you, Justin. Well, the Bexar County Appraisal District will mail out and post new property values next week on Thursday, and they are generally higher than last year. However, not by the stunning increases we have been seeing. So 12 on your side's Marilyn Moore's got the scoop on what you can expect.
Not good news. Not good news.
Tony Hernandez's dread is understandable. His home's appraisal and taxes have gone through the roof.
It was a significant jump, especially when COVID hit and the prices of the homes skyrocketed. The homeowners really got punched in the gut.
This year, he may be relieved.
When people open up their notices, what do you think the responses are going to be?
Well, the first thing is there's not going to be a lot of people receiving notices this year as opposed to last year.
Bexar County's chief appraiser showed us the numbers. Home market values are up, but an average 2.4%, a far cry from last year's 16% and the year before that saw a whopping 28% jump. Why the reprieve? Values are set according to what homes in a neighborhood are selling for, and those mostly flattened last year.
What you care about is your tax bill. That's why the homestead exemption is so important. Last year, that exemption for school taxes increased to $100,000. So if your home is appraised at $350,000, you'll pay school taxes based on $250,000.
Also, the amount you're actually taxed on can't increase more than 10% a year.
Please make sure that your exemptions are on file. You have your homestead exemption. There's over 65. There's the disabled person. There's veterans exemptions. Please make sure, because that is going to be the biggest way to help offset the increases in taxes.
Tax rates, the other part of the equation, will be set in a few months. If you disagree with your appraisal, you can appeal. File notice online by May 15th. Hernandez says he likely will again.
If anything, it stops the bleeding and it just doesn't fix the wound.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, if you are looking for an inexpensive, vibrant annual flower to plant from seed, look no further than zinnias. So not only are they showstoppers, but pollinators love them. So in this edition of Gardening with KSAT, I show you how to plant zinnias from seed and even how to collect those seeds for next year.
She's the main character, she's popular, she's sassy, and can bloom in the triple digits, and you can plant a lot of her for very cheap. Oh, hey zinnias, we're talking about you, girl. Zinnias are also the easiest flowers to grow from seed, great for beginner gardeners, and she makes you look like a professional. So I cut the heads of all my zinnias before that big freeze in December. I saved them, dried them out in a paper bag for several weeks, and here is how you're gonna save money for next year. Take those dried out heads, pull the dried petals off. You see that arrowhead shape at the bottom? That's your seed. So that one seed you planted just gave you several dozen. If you are starting from scratch, you can get a variety of zinnia seeds at Rainbow Gardens. Just a couple of packets are under $10. Plant in a place that gets full sun and sprinkle on soil. Then oh so lightly cover or press into the soil. If they are too deep, they will not germinate. Water every day on a gentle setting. When the seedlings sprout, water the roots, not the tops, or they might burn when it gets hot. In about a week to 10 days, they will sprout up and start to look like this. If you want them to grow like bushes and keep producing flowers, cut the heads after peak blooming.
Happy gardening. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. I know a lot of our viewers in the Hill Country always ask me, I literally get so many emails, what are when you're talking about, are those deer resistant? So almost all native flowers that I talk about are almost always deer resistant. Some of these zinnias aren't exactly native, but they are deer resistant for the most part. So if you live in the Hill Country, you want to plant something that the deer aren't going to get into. Yeah. Zinnias work, and they're super inexpensive, and they bloom throughout the summer.
Yeah, that's important because you want to keep it looking pretty.
Always.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And let's go back to RJ because he has a look at our weekend sports.
Yeah, guys, so we're talking about a lot of things to do on the weekend, but if you just want to sit at home, be a good old couch potato, there's a lot of different things going on. Let's start first with the women's Final Four because this is going to be action-packed here. We have South Carolina, the #1 team in the country, undefeated team in the country. They are taking on the NC State Wolfpack. Yes, the men's and women's Wolfpack are in the Final Fours, and then we have the highlight matchup here, the main event, if you want to call it, the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on UConn here. Yes, that would be Caitlin Clark taking on Paige Beckers. It's going to be an action-packed game there for the women's Final Four. Those two games taking place tonight in Cleveland. Let's go to the men's Final Four because we're going to kick that off, or tip it off, if you will, tomorrow. We're starting out the #1 team in the country, the UConn Huskies, looking for back-to-back wins. And yes, Alabama, they're not just a football school. They have a pretty good basketball team as well. They are the 4 seed taking on the Huskies. And then we have a matchup here. NC State, we mentioned the Cinderella, if you will, of the men's tournament. They are taking on Purdue and their big man, Zach Edey. So let's go from the college game to the NBA game here because we got a couple Spurs game to let you know about. Yes, the Spurs are winding down the season, and the Spurs are in the Crescent City tonight, take on the New Orleans Pelicans. That tip is at 7 o'clock, and then we're coming back home to the Frost Bank to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. That tip is going to be at 6 o'clock. Remember, no Jeremy Sohan, no Devin Vassell, and Keldon Johnson is questionable for tonight's game. Wemby still looks good. He's not even on the injury report, so we're going to enjoy Wemby. We're going to watch Wemby until the season wraps up. All right, so that's a lot of basketball that we got going on. We also have some UFL action. Yes, the United Football League. It is going to be week 2. The Brahmas, our San Antonio Brahmas, taking on the Memphis Showboats on the road. And this is going to be an early start tomorrow, 11 a.m. on ESPN. Guys, I was trying to figure out what is a Memphis Showboat. It's apparently
was like, what's a showboat? Like a show off?
I think their history has to do with the Mississippi River. So I looked up their mascot is some type of dog named Skipper. So
Wait, it's not an actual boat.
Well, there's something.
It is a boat.
Yeah.
It is the logo of a boat.
So what's the picture
their mascot
there?
is
That's a boat.
It's a boat. It is a boat.
It is a
One of
boat.
those,
Okay.
But their mascot's a dog.
Their mascot's a dog that's named Skipper with like a captain's hat.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
That is cute.
Yeah.
Some interesting names out there.
The Memphis Showboats, the San Antonio Brahmas, the Rock, the UFL. Let's go, week 2.
I think Showboat's a cool mascot.
We still hope the
I'd
Brahmas
put it on my
win.
bracket. Wait, wrong sport. Thanks, RJ.
Thank you, RJ.
9:40, 68 degrees.
We'll be right back. Happy Friday. Let's look out there with live cam. Very nice weather right now, but we are expecting things to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be another warm afternoon. Hey, we just got some information coming into the Weather Center. Earthquake being reported now up around New York City. This is a 4.7 quake, so it's not huge, but folks up in the Big Apple and around New Jersey are going to notice this, and certainly will. So if you have friends or family up there, they may have alerted you about this earthquake. It was about 4 miles northeast of White House Station, New Jersey. That's not far from New York City, so I'm sure some of those buildings rattled a little bit. This happened at about 9:23 our time, so just about 20 minutes ago, 10:23 Eastern time, and the depth at about 3 miles. So we'll keep you posted there. I doubt there would be any damage with that kind of magnitude, but we'll see. We'll continue to check in that coming out of New York City. Locally, we've got blue skies and beautiful weather at the moment. We're at 68 degrees here in San Antonio, 63 New Braunfels, 60 in Seguin, 68 Bernie, 64 Kerrville. So pretty consistent temperatures across the board there. Not a lot of wind yet, but I think it will get fairly breezy today. 80 at 1 o'clock. We're up around 85 this afternoon. It's not as warm as yesterday, but still pretty warm. And there's that southerly wind, 10 to 20 miles per hour and gusting a little bit higher than that. 72 at 9 o'clock, 71 at 10 p.m. All right, let's go through the forecast here. We'll get some high clouds this afternoon. No big deal. No rain with those. But as we get into tomorrow morning, moisture starts to surge back in here. You'll feel it. Patchy fog and drizzle, a good bet, I think, here around San Antonio and Hill Country. And then it will take some time for those clouds to burn off. We should see some breaks during the afternoon, but it's still probably a mostly cloudy Saturday. So a lot more clouds than what we've been seeing. Maybe a straight shower, but I doubt it. I don't think we're going to see much rain, even with a front coming through late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. So this is 4 a.m. Sunday. Shows maybe a shower, but I just don't think it's going to bring us much rain at all. And then by Sunday morning, this front is through here, and by midday Sunday, we're starting to clear out. So Sunday, we'll probably see more sun than Saturday with some drier air briefly. So this is Sunday. The humid air moves towards the coast with that front. We get a brief movement of dry air into the area. Doesn't last, though, because on Monday morning, humid air starts to surge back in. And by 7 o'clock, this particular model has it starting to surge into San Antonio, maybe even into the Hill Country. Herein lies the problem. This humid air will bring some clouds with it. We think these could be in the form of low clouds. And this is what we don't really want to see because it would obscure our view of the eclipse. So the next question would be, if we do see these clouds, and by the way, low clouds are tricky. They can set up any position here across the area. Some people may see them, some people may not. But the question would then become, when do these low clouds burn off? And there is potential that they would get out of here, break apart by midday, and then we would see the eclipse just fine, other than we'll have some high clouds over top of that. So it's not going to be a perfectly clear view, but the big question is going to be these low clouds, and we're still continuing to watch that. But I want to show you a picture. This is when it was fairly cloudy in Nebraska back in 2017, and the eclipse occurred. And you can see how dark it gets. So it's still a really cool experience, even if the clouds are in place. But that gives you an idea of what it may look like if we do indeed have clouds. We'll continue to keep you updated. But I think any rain chance on Monday holds off until after the eclipse. So good news there. And then we'll have some rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday. Both days we'll have to watch, especially Tuesday, for the risk of a few strong storms. So 77 tomorrow, fog and drizzle early, 20% chance of rain late Saturday night into Sunday, then clearing on Sunday, 84, 30% chance of rain late on Monday, mostly cloudy, 82, and you see the rain chances there Tuesday and Wednesday with highs in the 70s and 80s. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's 9:52. So just a reminder that Thunderbirds will be practicing today starting at 10 a.m. So very soon here, you can see they're getting ready over there for the Great Texas Air Show at Joint Base San Antonio Randolph. Now that's happening tomorrow and Sunday. So that practice again should be beginning soon and it'll go through 4 p.m. So if you hear that extra noise in the area, you will know why.
Very cool. Okay, so the eclipse is going to be special for everyone, but it's going to be even more special for one man in Fort Worth.
So Laverne Beiser is 105 years old, and he has been an eclipse chaser since the early 60s, and he has witnessed 12 solar eclipses.
This is so cool, and as Fort Worth reporter Ken Molestina tells us, he's ready to watch his 13th eclipse on
When you step into Mr. Laverne Beiser's Fort Worth home, it's impossible to not notice how much he loves eclipses and taking pictures of them.
That was a real excellent position to take a picture.
This 105, soon-to-be 106-year-old amateur astronomer has been chasing them for more than 6 decades.
You've seen eclipses since 1963 was your first one, and your last one was last year.
Last year, right here in Fort Worth. I've seen 12 eclipses. We've traveled all over the world to see them. Well, I was lucky I had money back in those days.
Good thing for him, April 8th's eclipse will happen right overhead.
I could go walk out the door here and look up and see it. You don't need to go anywhere.
His obsession with the cosmos, he says, began as a high school student in Ohio.
My science teacher, I enjoyed all my science classes.
From there, he'd go on to graduate with a mechanical engineering degree from The Ohio State University in 1942. He moved to Fort Worth after and helped design airplanes at Carswell Air Force Base for the rest of his career. But it's the thrill of eclipse watching, he says, is one of the greatest passions he has.
Because you see one, you want to see them all. They're so pretty. When it goes total and the corona comes out, everybody goes, holy, look at that, holy mackerel, look at that. And cameras start clicking and everybody's yelling.
His favorite one so far, the solar eclipse of 1979 in Williston, North Dakota, where he snapped this picture.
This is your pride and joy right here.
That's my pride and joy, because it's hard to take. You have to lay your camera up to a blank sky up there, the sun's down here. You hope you got it pointing in the right direction.
When you realized you had captured this picture, what was that like? You must have been really excited.
I said, I'm glad it worked. I got it.
He showed us around his shop.
I made the whole thing. I made this, I made that. I ground the mirror.
Where some of his handmade telescopes sit. This one was made almost 60 years ago. And with his 13th eclipse fast approaching, Mr. Beiser says he knows just how special this one will be for him.
I'm 106. I don't see, they don't come by one or two every couple of years. I may not see any more. I may not see any more eclipses.
I love that story so much.
That's incredible.
He's well prepared. He's well prepared for sure.
He built his own telescopes. That's cool.
My dad was telling me all about astro. It's insane.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. You have to be physics knowledable, astrology, meteorology.
You're talking about the photography of it all.
Right,
it's incredible, yeah. It is a lot of work. There is no doubt about it. And speaking of the eclipse, coming up at noon, we're going to talk to someone who's coming from New Zealand, all the way from New Zealand. I think she's actually already here to check out the eclipse. She's going to be going out to Ingram, but she was a great interview, and it just shows you people are coming from all over the world.
Let's just hope the weather cooperates.
So too. Fingers crossed. Definitely will. Enjoy and have a good weekend, guys.
Happy weekend.